What one failure or setback has taught you the most? Would you
I think
say?
you learn more from your failures. You
Yeah,
know, like
100%. Yeah,
every mistake I've made, I've thought more about than any success I've had. And any
yeah,
success I've had, success is like a drug in terms of it's like addictive and you want more and more of it.
yeah.
But then it's like failures or setbacks make you adjust yourself or learn more to kind of try and have success because it's like
You don't question when you're winning. You're like,
yeah,
yes, of course, I'm the best. Yes.
but you know you do
Yeah.
you kind of start to feel yourself a bit, and I think it's only when you have low moments that you kind of have to look within yourself and think, well,
What am I doing wrong?
yeah,
Yeah.
how could I have done this better? What could I
Yeah.
have done to make this situation work better? Or, you know, how could I have done this differently? Or you know, why didn't I get this person? Or why, you know, is this artist I found now the biggest artist in the world? Or whatever it is,
Right.
you know? So it's like, I've been in situations, you know, countless situations like that. You know, there's not one specific one that comes to mind, but I think it's more, I've, I've had to kind of, uh, yeah, I feel like I've learnt more from times where I've had setbacks or artists have left me or think, you know, relationships where you think, oh yeah, you know, this producer or this artist is it's like a lifer. Like, you know, we're just gonna like stay together for life, you
Yeah.
know?
But then they
And then
do.
they leave and then it's like you kind of think to yourself, okay, well, what should I have done to prevent that? Or what can you know, and it's like you look within yourself. Or I think the one thing I can think of is being more what I've learned over the years is being more open minded to things. You know, I think a perfect example is, you know, I remember Jake introducing me to Ed Sheeran before uh, he was anyone, you know, and I didn't get it at the time, and I
Had
don't.
you seen him
Yeah,
perform and
yeah.
do his thing?
Ed performed in my flat in my living room, you know, and it
And
was
you were
like,
like, eh.
no, I thought he was an amazing singer, but I didn't get the rapping, you know. But
Right.
at the same time, I can't sit here and say I could have gone on the journey with him that his manager has gone on because that's their journey, and
Right.
like they've done that their special bond together is what's made it amazing.
Yeah, I guess
But at
there's
the same
no.
time,
Yeah.
I was closed off by the fact that I was like, oh, you know, I'm not sure I like the rapping or whatever it was at the time, as opposed to kind of like,
Being open to it.
yeah, just open to things or accepting things that, you know, I might not always love something initially, but I shouldn't close myself off from opportunity or close myself off. And I think that's what
So you
I,
had a chance to manage Ed
I
Sheeran,
don't know if
maybe,
I don't know if I had a
but
chance,
like you were in contact with him as a music manager before he was big, and
yeah,
yeah,
you know, and I don't know what that meant, but it's like there's been one or two situations like that over the years where I've known people before they've become very big, and through my own like things have been like, oh, I don't know if I've talked myself out of things where it's like, and I think it's a sort of something I'm learning from my own life where it's like you can stay very closed minded in like a way of thinking or way of being or way of operating. You know, like you can be like, oh, well, look, you know, I only like doing this, or I only like going to this type of place, or this, and you
yeah,
can have a good existence like that. But I think when you open your mind to like, okay, you know what, initially, this might not be my wheelhouse, but why don't I try it?
yeah.
You know, you've got to
Throw
sometimes,
yourself into
you
it.
sometimes like, I didn't know how to get myself involved in a chart battle with Wiley with wearing my Rolex, but I jumped in the deep end of a swimming pool and tried, you know, and it's like I should have had more like maverick faith in myself at certain moments in my life, you know, that could have led to massive opportunities that got presented to me. But I think I don't regret because I think you can become bitter in life if you look back and you regret. You're like, oh, you hold on to things. I just kind of use those moments to be like when someone does come and see me, to remind myself, yeah, don't do that again. You
Yeah,
know, like don't find what's wrong with something. Try and like if anyone that works for me brings me an artist or thing, and I say to them, it doesn't matter if I like this. What
yeah,
matters is you like this to the
yeah,
point that I can see the passion you have for this. Because then my job is to help lift you up And if you're telling me this is what we're betting on, if we're in a casino and you have to bet on red or black, and here's all your money, and we're betting on this, I'm going with that. Doesn't matter if I see it or I like it, because I'm not the oracle.
If the artist likes it, or
no, if someone
because
within our team,
because you have other managers
yeah,
inside
yeah,
your
so
team.
I have to look after a team. So it's like if someone within our team is like, I love this producer, I love this artist,
and it's not
and
your
it's
thing.
not something that I love, but they can convince me why.
Yeah,
it's my job to back them and not be sort of closed-minded and be like, oh no, we're not going to do that. You know, it's like I have to believe in my people and try and be open-minded, but then open-minded within a realm of like what I actually feel we can add value to. Because
I guess with music, it's so unpredictable as to what will be a hit. It's not like
no one can sit here and say
if I do
know
X,
what's
Y,
a hit.
Z, it will guaranteed be.
There's no formula.
Yeah, so
there's no formula.
Yeah,
there's no formula, but there is, you know, just a sense of like,
intuition.
and not everything has to be a hit. It's just it just has to be like, we want to work with things that feel credible and cool.
Yeah,
and when people look at the roster, they're like, oh, you know what, they've got a cool roster, as opposed to like, you know, we're not kind of
factory of hit.
Obviously, you know, we care about that, and we like
success.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate that we've had some success, but it's like, I care more about the fact that people can see we're trying to build something, or year on year, you know, for the size we are, we punch above our weight, you know.
So like, how many artists have you got under management currently?
I think we've got 8 currently under management.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's quite a lot to still dedicate your time to.
But then I'm lucky that I have 4 or 5 people that work for me.
Right.
And their responsibility is to deal with these people day to day. And then I only work on 1 or 2 projects myself. And then I kind of oversee or get involved in all the other projects together, because we work as a team. That's how otherwise, you know, we rather like focus on doing less things, but do them well. We're not trying to do 100 things. We're trying to do a few things we really believe in. And everyone that works for us works on 2 or 3 things, and we all work on them together. And then I jump in, and I like working collaboratively with people. That's how I feel brings out the best in me, in that, you know, we'll all sit and we'll go over ideas and concepts. And with everyone I work with, I have a partner in that project or artist, and I find that helps me or pushes me, or I push them in terms of, could we be doing this? Could we be doing that? Because I find otherwise it's quite a lonely situation.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone to bounce ideas off.
That's what I find brings out the best in me, when I have someone to be like, even, is this mad? And they'll be like, no, that's a good idea. Or someone will say to me, this writer or this person might be good with this person. I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Or, you know, whatever it may be, you know, yeah, it's just good. I value everyone we work with in a partnership capacity. It's really beneficial to me.